It's a new day and we see Bonnie as she plays with her toys. The play is immediately cut short as she spotted the Jordan twins and immediately goes into hiding. Apparently, she was still afraid to ask them to play, but Jessie immediately takes hold of the situation as she sets herself up for a bait. Seeing Jessie was outside, Bonnie immediately ran out to pick her up and has now encountered the Jordan twins. She immediately covers her face on seeing them and they ran inside laughing. Bonnie packed up her toys sadly and went over to talk to her parents. She tells them her inability to make friends and parents consoles her, putting her to sleep afterwards. Jessie overhears this and intends to take a revenge on the twins, but on getting there, she notices a device with them. The toys around broke it to her that this devices were the new age toys and the kids didn't have time to play with them anymore. Lily didn't believe this and they made her see it herself. On the rooftop, she sees that every single kid has had one of those devices except for Bonnie. Bonnie's parents on the other hand were really determined to help Bonnie make friends, so they got her the device. Bonnie opened up this device, a green box-shaped device named Lily Pad. The other toys noticed the excitement on her face when she got it and the attention it took from her. Day and night Bonnie is glued to Lily Pad. Bonnie finally gets to give Lily Pad a break when it was time for breakfast. Immediately she steps out. The toys are worried like she hasn't played since it got here. Jessie, who is the first in command among these toys, decides to speak with Lillipad. Jessie is angry at Lily cause apparently Bonnie wouldn't be able to make friends if glued to Lily. Her and the other toys had worked really hard for this. While lashing out, Jessie gets interrupted by Lily's amazing features like translating languages, playing musics, and the most amazing of all, helping her make friends. Lily is wild like her and the other toys had been trying to do that all summer. She doesn't like this and goes into a fight with Lily but had to stop immediately Bonnie came in. Bonnie had just joined the girls' group chat. She screamed for joy the moment they asked her for a sleepover, and her parents were also happy she's now able to make friends. Lily sneaks out at night and goes over contact Woody through a walkie-talkie. She tells him of the ongoing situation and how Bonnie is so glued to the new device. Jessie said a little story about Emily, her first family, and how she abandoned her when she got older. She didn't want same to happen with Bonnie and asked Woody for help. It was morning again and Bonnie is really anxious for the sleepover. It was going to be her first, so she wanted it to turn out good. Jessie immediately sneaks herself and Bullseye in Bonnie's sleepover bag so they go with her, and she made sure Buzz handled everything while she was away. Bonnie checked her bag on her way and was happy that she had some toys with her. She had gotten Chelsea's home and was introduced to Chelsea's other friends. They mocked her for still using toys and she immediately gave them back to her dad. Jessie didn't want to leave Bonnie just like that, so she had to leave the car alongside Bullseye. Jessie peeped through the window and she noticed that the girls wouldn't even play with Bonnie. They noticed a human approaching and played lifeless immediately. The woman happened to be this old lady who thought some kid misplaced their toy. She also saw a name on it and drove all the way to Emily's, Jessie former owner, to return to them. On getting there she dropped them the mailbox and left. Jessie and Bullseye were already panicking and made attempts to flee through the stables. An horse saw them and Jessie had the intent of making it take them back to Bonnie. It mistakenly crashed them instead. When they were conscious, the new owner picked up Bullseye and went it with it. Back at Bonnie's house, Buzz made a little rehearsal on how he'd ask Jessie out right in front of all the toys. Just then Woody came right in and all the toys were happy to see him. He used to live with them but now he just helped toys return back to their owners. Woody learns that Jessie wasn't home and that she sneaked out with Bullseye in Bonnie's bag. Jessie on the other hand wondered how she would be able to get to Bullseye, and suddenly, a pig came by and it picked her up. She thought it'd take her into the house in which Bullseye was, but it took her into the barn instead. In there she met other toys and they acted really weird, like drinking tea from an empty cup and making some chants. However, Jessie found Smarty and he was the only one that knows the way around the house. Jessie was able to break out from the barn and she took Smarty with her and other to find Bullseye. They were barely able to make it into the house, and when they did, Smarty was losing energy. He told Jessie where to get batteries to power him back up. When he was up, he felt really agile and also met his old friends in the house. He was really happy to meet them and they all caught up on memories they missed. Jessie cut them short and told Smarty she really needed to find Bullseye because was short of time. They weren't really helping, so Jessie decided to do it herself. She went up the stairs and noticed Smarty and his friends also came with her. She got into Blaze's bedroom and in there she had memories of Emily. Few minutes later she spotted Bullseye and was so happy to have him back. Her and Smarty also broke into an argument. She complained that he didn't even help her find Bullseye and told him he was useless. Just then, Blaze came in with her pig and they all had to go into hiding. Jessie noticed that Blaze didn't also have friends and she thinks she'd be the perfect friend for Bonnie. On the other hand, Bonnie had just returned from her sleepover and she didn't seem happy at all. She looked like she didn't have a nice time. Bonnie dropped her stuff and left. The other toys immediately questioned Lily on Jessie's whereabouts. Lily didn't want any of their questions and she made Bonnie's dad put them away. He took all the toys except Woody and Buzz and put them in the garage. They both had to find Jessie and the first step was to get Lily to give them answers on her whereabouts, so they unplugged her. It was night at Blaze's house and Jessie apologized to Smarty and her friends for calling them useless. After the touching apology, They all decided to help Jessie get to Bonnie and get her to bond with Blaze. Snappy came up with a plan that involved her taking a picture and posting them as missing toys. The Space Rangers saw this, and with the help of Jessie's batch, they were able to know the location. The next day Bonnie picked up her phone and was pissed that it was down. Her dad calmed her down while also plugging it back to charge. Woody and Buzz were glad as they had completed the first stage of their mission, which was getting answers from Lily on Jessie's whereabouts. Jessie had a little playtime with Smarty and his friends, and she observed that they had never really seen a play before. She planned for them to see one. When Jessie was up, she found out that she now had a cowgirl up in her shelf. She was really excited. She organized her toys and had a play with them, making Jessie plan of Smarty seeing a play work. Her pig also found Smarty and his friends, and Jessie made them join the play. Lily has charged up a little bit but was still very drained. They started asking her questions again, but she still refused to tell them. So they brought Sammy, who actually had hands, so he'd operate Lily. Just then they got a text that with a picture of Jessie and Bullseye as missing toys. Jessie had charged up a little bit but still struggled to gain control over herself. They all had a drag, and the text was sent to the printing machine to be printed out. Lily didn't like this, so she hurriedly activated a shredding machine and it took the printed copy out. Luckily Bonnie's mom also had the photo and she showed Bonnie. They went to check and actually confirmed that Jessie and Bullseye was missing. Blaze was done with the play and they really liked it. Smarty and his friends felt alive because they haven't really had a play like that before. Smarty got a text from Bonnie on if they really had the toys. Jessie replied and the address was also sent across to Bonnie. While Bonnie left for Blaze's home, Woody and Buzz seized the opportunity and they went along with them. On their way, Bonnie got all this embarrassing text from her friends that made her feel bad for actually having a toy. They got to Blaze's house and Blaze was told to bring down Bonnie's toys. When she handed them to Bonnie, she didn't want it anymore because of those embarrassing texts she got from her friends earlier. They all felt bad about Bonnie's decision to leave Jessie and Bullseye behind, but Blaze made Bonnie know she could come get them when she felt better. Blaze took Jessie and Bullseye back to her bedroom and she left. Jessie stood up immediately to chase after Bonnie in hopes that they wouldn't have gone far, but Bullseye made her know they couldn't. Smarty came and Jessie immediately lashed out on him, saying it was his fault. She immediately regrets her statement and calls Daffodil and she leaves with him. Seeing this, Bullseye also leaves because he couldn't watch Jessie go alone. Buzz had left Woody for a moment and just then the Space Rangers hijacked him. They tortured him thinking he was an agent of Surge, but Buzz comes out and tells them he isn't. Buzz tells them that they were all toys and he recruited them into finding Jessie. They all barged into Blaze's house and were checking the wrong places like the toilets. Luckily they found Smarty and his friends and they told her Jessie's location. Bonnie mum convinced her to letting her know the real reason she didn't take her toys. Bonnie showed her mum the group chat and she decided to give her a treat so she'd feel better. Bonnie left Lily for a moment and Lily rolled herself into a donation box as she was felt sorry for putting her through all that. Jessie on the other hand sat by the tree in which she usually played with Emily, her old owner. Just then Bullseye showed up. He tried getting her to go back but she didn't want to. Right there she saw a writing on the tree that says, "Jessie was here." She traced it to the floor. She saw a box underground. In the box she saw that Emily named her daughter after her and that she actually didn't stop liking her. Just then they all got to where Emily was. Woody, Buzz, the Space Rangers and even Smarty. Seeing that everyone came through, she decided to actually try again. The plan was to get Bonnie to connect with Blaze and an idea popped right into her head. With the help of Smarty, they were able to contact Lily Pad. Lily make them know she threw herself in a donation box and wasn't with Bonnie anymore. They made Snappy get a photo of where Lily was and they chased after her. With their horses they were able to make it to Lily's location. When they got there, Lily didn't think she was worthy of helping because of what she had done to Bonnie. She made up those texts in the group chat and it wasn't actually from her friends. Jessie made her know that she can actually help this time. Lily was able to help the Space Rangers activate their wings and they them out of the donation van. They made a plan to get Lily back to Bonnie, and while she's there she could get Lily to connect with Blaze. Buzz was finally also able to propose to Jessie and they had the rest cheering them. Lily had gotten back to Bonnie's house and they made the rest of the toys in the garage know of the plan. The next day Lily had sent a text over to Blaze and she made her bring the toys over to Bonnie's house. Blaze came over to return the toys but Bonnie acted like she didn't like toys. Seeing that Blaze also enjoyed playing with toys, she enjoyed her company. Bonnie asked her for a play and Blaze happily accepted. Bonnie and Blaze acted a play that involved Buzz and Jessie actually getting married. Woody saw that his mission was completed. He headed back. Jessie and the other toys were happy that they finally helped Bonnie find a friend. Bonnie and Blaze were also excited as well that they had each other's company. We also see that the Jordan twins now wanted to play with them. The end. For more interesting movies like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel.